Hi, guys. Welcome to the Beauty Pop Podcast. I'm Victoria Keelan, along with my co-host, Jennifer Horn, my radio sister from...
Another Mister.
Another Mister, yeah. So I'm so happy that we are doing Beauty Pop together because Jen and I, in case you don't know, we are absolute beauty junkies. And in our former radio lives together, we didn't get a chance to talk about the fun stuff. And I am so happy that we actually, because this is what we text each other about. It's pop culture and it's beauty products.
That's right.
So I'm so happy that we get to actually do this officially together now.
I like to call it junk food for the brain, right? I mean, there is so much serious stuff out there right now. And unfortunately, I think many of us have to deal with that in our personal lives and in our jobs, certainly in the radio business. You're talking about it all the time. And you know, and even in our circles. And so sometimes you just need a break. You just need to have that easy, lighthearted stuff that everybody can kind of take a seat at the table for. Nobody gets angry when you're reviewing foundation.
Yep. So, okay, we'll do a quick little recap. So you and I, congratulations to us both, are 2022 Gracie Award winners. Mm-hmm. And this was my first time winning. This was your first time winning. First time nominee, first time winner. You know, that's how we roll.
I like the average there, right?
I like it, yeah. So when it was announced that we won, we had just over a month to prepare for the actual gala. It was a black tie gala.
Yeah.
And so a month is not a long time to prepare, you know.
Especially when you need a dress.
Yes. So we had to get dresses and shoes, and we had to book hair and makeup. And there was a lot of stuff involved. Leading up to it, walk us through, like, what did you do beauty-wise? Did you prep anything? Did you do any treatments? I know you're super busy. The joke about Jen is that she has 17 jobs, and you do.
I do.
So
I have 17 jobs. I'm never home. And so I had all of these intentions. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go get a spray tan. Oh, I'm going to go get a facial. And then I'm like, well, I guess I don't really need a spray tan. So then that one gets checked off the list. Then the facial, they don't really have an appointment at a convenient time. Well, I'll just do a sheet facial at home. So basically what you got from me, I had grand plans. And I'm a bit of a beauty hoarder. Obviously, that's why we're doing this podcast. I have a lot of stuff at home.
And you are also phenomenal at doing your own makeup.
Well, thank you.
Because you do it every day, and your makeup is like, you are like a professional makeup artist. You're at that level. But it's true, because I can't do it.
I like to do other people's makeup as well. It's just fun for me. I think it's probably the art that I'm best at. You know, like some people can paint and stuff. I just like a face. But I was like, what am I going to do here? Because I have a lot of products. So I randomly grabbed a sheet mask. It was one that I had gotten. I have a FabFitFun membership because I'm obviously FabFit and fun. And whatever they sent me from the month before, I laid that puppy on my face and I did that. I did a little extra caffeine treatment, which I like. I don't know if you use the brand The Ordinary a lot.
I love The Ordinary.
It's, I think, a really good solid product, and it's not expensive.
Nope.
And so they have a great caffeine eye treatment that I use a lot. And so I just kind of upped my usage of that morning and night and just kept it going. And that was it.
Well, because at the time when you and I were doing the national show together, you were getting up at 2:45 in the morning every morning.
Yep. And not getting home until 7 o'clock at night. And, you know, weekend stuff comes up. And so it was, I had really had that. I hadn't had a facial in a couple of months and I was looking forward to it. I know you did a hydrofacial, which I want to hear about because I want to get one. My skin is really dry. I feel like it would be great for me. And I know that's what you did in preparation. So what was that like?
So the first hydrofacial that I got was back in, my husband Lewis gave me a gift card for Christmas to a spa that's nearby. And so I basically blew all of it on a hydrofacial because they're not cheap.
Yeah.
That's one thing I will say. Like the cheapest one I've found, and I'm in Jersey, about an hour outside of Manhattan, so things are a little bit cheaper, but the cheapest one that I found is about $180.
Okay.
And so, and it's a 30-minute treatment. That's like the basic one. But after I got the first one done in probably early February, everyone says, oh, you walk out of a facial and you have a glow and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, because they lather on so much stuff that you look like you're so shiny, you know, you're just covered in gunk. This was not that. Your skin is actually glowing. And 2 days after, I still had the glow. And a girlfriend of mine came up to the city and we were having dinner. And as soon as I walked into the restaurant, she looked at me, she goes, you had a hydrofacial. Because I had learned about them from her.
Yeah.
And so she goes, you had a hydrofacial. I can can tell. And I said, I did. And it was unbelievable because I have very dry skin that's also, it's sensitive, but the sensitivity doesn't really bother me.
Me too.
Like it's sensitive in terms of like, if I touch my skin, it turns red right away, but it also goes away quickly. So I have technically sensitive skin, but the dryness is really what I try to work on. And after the hydrofacial, what it does, there's no heat. There's no steam. There's nothing that irritates your skin. It feels so relaxing because the machine itself that exfoliates everything, and you can see like the gunky water.
Ooh,
like
I would
afterwards,
love that.
like they show you. Yeah. It's like this like brown dirt water that's coming from your pores, but it's so cooling that there's no inflammation. There's just nothing. Like when I used to get traditional facials, my dermatologist told me to stop because she was like, you already have dry and sensitive skin. And I have a lot of just natural redness. I got it from my mom. Hi, Nance. But so my dermatologist said, she was like, if you go and do a regular facial, tell them not to do any steam. And so, like, let's be honest, the facials, they turn the steamer on and they leave the room for 20 minutes and make you think you're getting something and you're really
And you're just laying
not.
there getting steamed. Yeah.
You're laying there inflaming your skin. So once the dermatologist told me to cut that out, I had one traditional facial after that. And I was like, yeah, I can't do any steam or whatever. Well, the whole thing was over in like 10 minutes. She didn't even know what to do. She just kept slathering on. And now, to be fair, this was one of those like massage envy,
which are not that great to begin with. Right.
They're not that great. It's like a monthly membership. You can get a massage or a facial or both or whatever. And so it wasn't like super high roller to begin with, but after the elimination of 20 minutes of steaming, all she could do was just pile on more and more gunk onto my face, and it just was awful. So the hydrofacial is the exact opposite of that. My esthetician, I've done it twice now, and she said she has a client who is 88 years old. She gets a hydrofacial every month. She said people think she's like maybe 70.
Wow.
Like when you see her face, and she works out with a personal trainer. I'm like, this woman's my hero. I need to meet this lady.
Yeah.
But she said, yeah, she goes, the thing with hydrofacials, you really do see results the more you do it. Now, I haven't kept up with once a month, but you can also do it, if you don't have a ton of issues, you can also do it every 3-4 months and you still get the same glowy results. And it really is amazing. Now, one of the things that hydrofacials, this is my tip. If you go for a hydrofacial, some of them have they'll do like a 30-minute or a 45 or an hour. And so all the add-ons for the 45-minute and the hour are like the red light therapy things. That does nothing, because if you don't use red light treatment every day, doing 10 minutes of them waving a wand over your face, it's not doing anything.
Right.
So I would say do the basic, because the machine is called the actual hydrofacial. That's the name of the machine. So all you really need is just the basic machine with the cool water and the exfoliating. That's all you need. Forget the add-ons, because you're not getting anything else out of it, except you're wasting a lot of money.
Just do the core facial.
Yeah. And the difference between the basic 30-minute at the spa that I go to and the 40 and the 60-minute is, it's almost another $200. It's just a complete waste of money.
Yeah.
So I've had 2 hydrofacials in the last 5 months. And so the second one that I did was 2 weeks before the Gracie Awards. And we added in, and I know you're going to respond to this because I know you told me you have one at home now. I added in a dermaflash.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a dermaplane.
Yep.
And so Caroline at Milagro Spa in Red Bank, New Jersey, props. She's amazing. So she did the dermaflash, because I have lots of white girl peach fuzz, as I call it. It's like lots of little peach fuzz everywhere. That all comes off, and which is first. And so it is unbelievable how smooth that leaves your face, because it's an exfoliating treatment.
Of course.
And so she said, if you are going to add on something, it was $20 to add it on. So she said, if you are going to add something on, add on the dermaflash, and then they do the hydrofacial right after, and everything just absorbs so much better.
Right, because you've got a clean canvas.
Yeah, and your makeup sits really well on it. Your moisturizer penetrates better. So that's the one thing I would say definitely do. Now, I have not been brave enough to try a dermaplane at home.
Yeah.
Have you done this yet? Because I know you bought one.
So I've been seeing all of these ads for them, and they, as you just noticed, when you were talking about the facial, when it sucks out the dirty water, for me, that's very satisfying. I'm not one of those weirdos that likes the popping videos or anything like that.
No, me neither.
Not my jam.
Not a popper.
But I do like a good, like scrape it off. I feel like that's good. I like to peel if I happen to sunburn, that kind of stuff. So I thought this is going to be good. It's going to be satisfying. It's going to be great. I tried it here and on my cheek, like on my jawline.
Yeah, that's where I have all the peach fuzz.
I couldn't get
anything. Is all
anything.
the jawline.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Oh, really?
No, I couldn't get anything.
Oh.
So I don't know if I wasn't holding it right. And then I thought, am I supposed to be doing this? Do they do it to you dry?
Yeah, so she did a cleanse first, dried everything, and then what she did, she basically like pulls the skin a little bit tight, and then it goes in one direction. Now, she did mention, and maybe this is the problem, but the Dermaflash is a motorized microplane.
And this is not.
A dermaplane. Yeah. So you basically, the other option that you can buy at like CVS is essentially, they look like the straight razors that cowboys used in the Old West. That scares me. And I don't think I could ever do that to myself.
And that's what I have. I don't have the electric one. And so that's what I think it was, is that I wasn't pressing hard enough in that direction, because I think you might actually have to put.
But you can cut yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it can be dangerous. Like, you have to be careful.
And so I thought, I don't know if I want to die at the hands of a Tweezerman product. So I thought,
right.
I don't know. But I did have this little, like, I don't know if it was just a little something like a clogged pore or something on my forehead. Now I used it on that and that went away right away. I just didn't get the satisfaction of seeing the junk pile up like they show in the ads for it.
Okay. So I did that 2 weeks before the Gracies. Unlike you, because I don't have 17 jobs, I did have a little time. I did have a little time to experiment with stuff. So I did 2 spray tans. I went to this awesome girl from Brazil, and I did the full spray tan.
So you did the airbrush. You didn't do the machine, like the Mystic Tan. You went in for the full airbrushing.
She did the handheld, the whole shebang, because I wanted to test the color, first of all, and I wanted to see how long it would last. And so I went to her, I did that. That was I think I did that a week before we left. The gala was on a Tuesday. We flew out the day before on Monday. So so I did like the Sunday before that, I did the first spray tan. I had a little bit left. And so I did the second one to kind of build a little bit more.
Color.
But like you saw me, I wasn't orange. Like
I
wasn't.
No, you looked tan, but you didn't look orange. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, like the makeup artist who did my makeup, I had said to her, I said, I've got, because I didn't really have it much on my face. Yeah. Because I have a lot of hyperpigmentation anyway. So every makeup artist always makes the mistake of doing a foundation that's too light on me. And I hate that look. So I always have to tell them in advance, just letting you know, you're going to have to go a little darker than you think.
Right.
And so luckily that makeup artist who was at the Beverly Wilshire, she was amazing. And so she goes, I wouldn't even have known that you had a fake tan. And she said, that looks good. Because my dress was like a deep plunging V-neck in the front. So, and my arms were exposed. So I kind of wanted to have as much color as possible. Because especially when you're wearing black, and I'm already pale.
It looks better. It just does. You
need to have some color. So I did 2 spray tans, the hydrofacial, and then, obviously mani-pedi, gel nails, whatever. That was basic stuff. But that's what I did like leading up to it. Now, when we got out there.
Before we move on from nails though, let me just tell you about this game changer. Did I tell you about the biogel?
No.
Okay. So for the Gracies, my nails were all pretty short. I would do gel manicures regularly, but your nails, the gel comes off, then you start peeling it and it thrashes your nails.
Yeah.
So they're long. So the lady there told me about biogel, and the first time I did it was for the Gracies, and all it is an upgrade. It costs a little bit more, but it's a clear gel that they just paint on your natural nail, and then they put the color on top, so you can still do a gel manicure on top of it. I have to tell you, my Gracie's manicure lasted me for a month. These manicures with the biogel last, and because they're not bubbling up, your nails actually get long. So you're not breaking. And this is the longest I've had all 10 of my nails in my life. And it all started with that Gracie's manicure. And literally, it really did last me. I don't let grass grow. I like to get my nails done every couple weeks. But this one I let go like almost a month.
Wow.
Because it worked out so well. So the biogel.
Does every salon have this? Because I've not heard of it.
You just have to ask for it. And again, it's just this little clear stuff that you put over.
So it's the base coat.
Yeah. They paint it on. It's like a little thicker. It's like a thick gel. They paint it on. You put it in the machine to cure, and then they just do a regular.
Oh, so you're still using the UV machines, right?
Yeah.
This sounds incredible. I'm going to see if my salon has that.
Yep, I would definitely ask. A big fan of the biogel. That was my best thing that I ran into getting ready for the Gracies.
Now, did you buy first of all, your makeup look was so beautiful. You looked so stunning.
Thank you.
I know, and you're so funny because you made so many hilarious jokes. I had you almost made my eye makeup run because I was laughing so hard. You were making jokes about Frozen and I just was like, okay, you just stop because my eye makeup's gonna run.
So I went with this dress. First of all, we both wore MacDougall, and here's
how
the tip.
Crazy is that?
It's so crazy.
Both wore the same designer.
About it. In fact, you said you got your dress and then I got mine, and I didn't have a lot of time. I've noticed that the department stores around my area, we only really have Macy's. The Nordstrom is sort of nearby, but it's not very convenient for me. And so their formal section was about the size of a postage stamp. And I was not happy with any of the offerings.
And I was surprised at that because it's prom season.
I know.
So I thought at least we would be in wedding prom season, and that there would be a lot of gowns and stuff to choose from. I'm like you, there's one Nordstrom. Well, it's half an hour away. So I drove to Nordstrom only to find it boarded up because it's gone.
Thanks, COVID.
So then I went into the Macy's. Exactly. So I went into the Macy's and it had 2 racks of really ugly dresses.
Yeah.
I started with Rent the Runway. And I have to say, I've used Rent the Runway before
it's a good one.
Being a wedding guest. And I've had good luck with it. But this, for whatever reason, what they have right now, it was collectively the ugliest group of dresses I've ever seen.
Well, a lot of the stuff they put in Macy's, I noticed they're very matronly. It's almost like Mother of the Bride stuff or something.
Everything looks like Mother of the Bride.
Yeah.
You're right. Yep. And everything looked like
maybe that's just a sign of the times where older people are going to buy dresses in the store. Maybe younger people are just switching to online. So that's what I did.
Online. Yeah. I was forced to do that.
I ordered a ton of dresses and ended up, thank God, sending them all back. But
I had 8 dresses.
I was probably there close with you. I was like, last minute, I was like, you know what? This is not working in person. So I realized time is running out, girl. We got to get some. So I'd get multiple sizes. I would get different dresses. I kept really trying for this green dress that I loved. And I ordered it in 3 different sizes. I had the same dress just to make sure. Anyway, I ended up with this really pretty dress from MacDougall. I like to have sleeves. I don't like to show my arms. So I like a dress with sleeves. This one had kind of 3/4 sleeves, and it was like a frosty light blue.
It literally, you have the most beautiful blue eyes. It literally matched your eye color. It was so stunning. When you walked in the room, I looked up and I went, wow. I mean, it was just this, it was amazing, this color, and no one else wore that color. And your eyes just popped. Matching the color. Was that intentional, or did you think you wanted the blue? Because sometimes people do that, and it's a good way to match your eyes.
They had it in 4 different colors, and I can't even remember what the 4th was, but they had it in navy blue, which I almost went to because traditionally you're always thinking dark colors are just going to be more flattering, but I didn't want to do black, and I was looking at the navy, and it was okay, but then they have this light blue, and I thought that looks beautiful. They also had a rose gold, and I'm a rose gold girl.
Yeah.
And so I kind of thought about that because I can pull it off. I've got blonde hair and blue eyes. I thought I would have needed the tan for the rose gold, but I kept going back to this bluey silver. And I thought, I'm just going to try it. If I hate it, I'll send it back with the rest. It was the first dress I ordered. It's the one I ultimately ended up wearing. I wasn't sure about it, but when I put it on, everybody I showed it to was like, oh my God, that's your dress.
Yeah.
So what was funny about that is that, as you mentioned earlier, I'm not afraid of makeup. I love doing my eyes. That's my favorite thing to do. I have relatively big eyes. I love to do my eye makeup. I love a dramatic eye, and I love playing with color. Not afraid of it. And so when I was looking at this dress, I thought, I'm going to do blue eye makeup. Why wouldn't I do that? I don't want to do
go all the way.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do icy 80s blue.
Right.
But I thought a smoky eye with some navy blue and maybe some silver, that might be pretty, and then a nude brow bone. And so when the makeup artist got there, it looked like it was Christmas because she's like, look through my Instagram and tell me which, she was very sweet. I shouldn't say that. She was awesome. She said, look through my Instagram.
Now you ordered her from
Priv.
But that's a service, right?
Priv is a service, and it's available in a lot of towns. So check it out. You can download the app, and they do everything. They do massage, tanning, nails, pedicures, makeup, hair. And you can order whatever you want. I used them for another event because I had another black tie optional event, which also I wore a MacDougall dress for, which was amazing. in Florida. So I'd used them. It worked out well. I did my own makeup for that event. But for this one, I thought, I'm getting my makeup done. And so she's asking me to look through her Instagram and try to figure out what kind of look I wanted. I said, really, I want a smoky eye and I want to do it with blue. And she looked at me like it was Christmas. She's like, you want to do blue? And I was like, because, everybody wants brown or maybe gray if they're being boring. Wild. And I'm like, I want to do it this color and this color. And she's like, oh my God, this is great. And so she loved it. She loved doing it.
It looked so cool.
It was a really pretty look.
It was. And we're going to post pictures, by the way. Follow us on our Instagram page at BeautyPopPod. And so all of our pictures and the products and stuff that we used, all of that good stuff is going to be there. But it was so funny because you and I were standing online to walk the red carpet. And that's when I said to you, I was like, Jen, that dress, I can't stop looking at it. It's gorgeous. And you went, oh, it's MacDougall. I went, oh, my dress is MacDougall.
Because your dress was gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Mine was plain. And I didn't want to wear black. I tried everything I could do to not wear a black dress, but it honestly was just the one.
I loved it though, with your earrings and everything. And you had this beautiful updo. I thought it was such a flattering dress. And it had this really pretty, wasn't over the top bow on the shoulder, but it just a really pretty, classy, very Audrey Hepburn-esque look. I thought. I thought it was a really.
It was kind of a
pretty
flat
dress.
Dior bow, like the old-fashioned, like 60s flat Dior bow. And yeah, I mean, it ended up working out, and I loved it, and it was a very comfortable dress too. Once all the boob tape.
I was going to say, was it really? Because we had to do. You had some taping to do, right?
There was a lot of taping because the deep V extended also down equally on the back.
Right.
There was no bra allowed. And going back to I had the breast reduction surgery a year ago. And if I didn't have that surgery, I never would have looked at this dress. Never even would have ever dreamed that I could pull this dress off without it looking just porny.
It looked hot. It was good.
Oh, thanks.
I was proud of you. I knew you had the surgery and I was happy that you did because we both have, a lot on top. And there's no way that I would have been like, oh my God, is this tape is it going to blow?
I know, right? So I ended up, what I got was, and see, Instagram makes me buy everything. Like I have fallen victim to everything on Instagram, but this one was a great one. It's called Nood, Nood. And they're these stickers. You kind of hold a boob up, you put it under, and then it just tapes all the way up. So like, remember when Kim Kardashian years ago, she did like the duct tape thing, like taping her boobs or whatever. Well, that's what this does, but it's just one patch.
And not duct tape.
And not duct tape, which is great. So it was just one patch. It took a little bit of playing around with, but the good thing is in the pack, they give you like 10 pairs. Right. So I went through probably 3 pairs at home trying to experiment at first until I got it right. So I was happy that I didn't run out of, I actually gifted the rest of them to my friend who has to go to a wedding and she needs to have a backless dress. So she's going to try them next. But I highly, highly recommend them. They stayed on all night. They did not move. The girls did not move. It was amazing. I was so impressed.
And it was hot, by the way. You gave it the sweat test because as I remember how hot it was during the cocktail reception?
Yes. Oh my God, I was waiting for the AC to kick on.
You tested it out fully.
Yes.
You gave it a good test drive.
Now the fashion tape was a different story though. I bought, it looks like a tape dispenser of fashion tape, and you can cut the strips however, whatever length you need. So I went all through that. Lewis turned into the best Instagram husband. He learned how to apply fashion tape. It was really like, because you have to stick it. I did it the whole V, so between the fabric and skin, which is also a little bit tricky because I had body makeup on. So I had to make sure it was a spot where I didn't have body makeup or else it wouldn't stick. So it was a big process, but eventually it did work out and it was fine.
What kind of body makeup did you have on?
Ooh, I have a fabulous recommendation. Would you like to hear about it?
I'd like to hear about it. What was that all about?
So one of the things that I prepped when I was, leading up to, traveling to LA, I Googled best red carpet stylist tips. Yeah. And something came up from Glamour magazine, from the UK version. And it was a stylist she didn't mention her clients, but it's like A-list kind of stylist or whatever. And so she said that on all of her clients, she uses a product called, it's from London and it's called All Even. And it's a spray. You can hear it. It's like spray paint.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
But the cool thing is that it comes in a bunch of different shades. So you can stand and just spray it on you, which I experimented with at home. And if you do that, make sure you're on a towel, because I almost slipped and died in my bathroom afterwards. So definitely stand on a towel. But I found that the easier way to do it, I bought a big beauty blender, in which I've never used a beauty blender. I know you probably do when you do your makeup, because I know professionals are really good at that. I just use a brush and hope for the best. But I got a big beauty blender, and so I sprayed the All Even directly onto the blender. And then once I had all the fashion tape and everything done with the dress, I basically just blotted my whole decolletage from the neck down, because the makeup artist had already done my makeup, so I knew kind of where the makeup ended and where like my plain skin was. And so I just filled that all in, and it actually kind of it honestly, it camouflages like a mofo. If you have any imperfection, this is the secret why everyone on a red carpet has the most flawless skin.
Looks airbrushed. Right.
Because that's what this does. Once I saw how incredible this was, I was like, oh, I'm never going anywhere without this. Like, it's that good. And so then the other product that I bought, which went over everything and it worked out really well, is, do you know Patrick Ta? The makeup artist. Okay, so he's a celebrity makeup artist. He does like Shay Mitchell. He's worked with the Kardashians. He does everybody. He has a new line of body oil that's at Sephora. And so it's just called Patrick Ta for body. It's a glittery body oil. That was the
shimmer I remember seeing on you. Yeah, I loved it. It looked great.
And so I ordered it online because it was out of stock in my local Sephora, so I had to order it online. I was praying it would get here before I had to leave. But it doesn't have a smell, which I love, because, a lot of body oils are very perfumey, and a lot of them don't invest, money into the scent,
and they may not
because
be your cup of tea, just for the scent.
But like the real product, you want the oil and you want the glitter, like that's what you really want to pay the money for. So this one doesn't have a scent, which is great because I like my own perfume. And so what I did though, I sprayed this on my arms because you couldn't see anything else. I mean, the dress was to the floor. Right. So I only had my arms exposed and just like decolletage. So after I did the All Even, the body makeup, I took the Patrick Ta spray and just sprayed it all over and had Lewis just literally rub it in. So, I mean, and it gives this luminous glow.
It's a pretty glow.
It was really, I was so happy. I don't know where I'm going to use it again. Maybe you can do it, you can use it whenever. It's not too glittery that it looks like you're overdoing it if you just go out to dinner with it. It's subtle, but under lights, it's good.
Well, and I can attest to that because I was looking at, obviously we were together the whole night. And when I was looking at it, I was like, gosh, she's just glowing. Like you were just truly, truly glowing. And you looked beautiful and the dress was gorgeous. And then I was like,
oh, thanks.
Does she have glitter on? And so then I had to get in.
Well, I know you're a glitter girl.
I'm a glitter girl. I was like, and I also mentioned my eyesight's terrible, but I love glitter. So then I had to like lean in. I'm like, and I think I even sent you, I'm like, ooh, I love that. Because it was not the big, ugly, tacky, chunky glitter. Yes. It was just enough to look glowy and make people wonder, it was just pretty. It was very pretty. Well done.
Thank you. Well, the other thing that I loved about this is that it actually comes in, it was at least 4 different shades. So I got the one that's called Champagne. Mm-hmm. There was one that was the next level darker that I thought might be right because of the spray tan that I had, but I'm actually happy with the way that it turned out. So the Champagne, it's Champagne Dream. So that ended up being the right color.
And how could you not buy that one? That's the best flavor there is.
Well, you and I love champagne, so obviously you could literally name dog food champagne and be like, I would try that.
Totally.
So that worked really, really well. Now, did your makeup artist, so you had a V-neck on your dress as well. Yep. Did your makeup artist go all the way down?
No.
And do the décolleté?
Nothing.
Because I feel like that's like what they should do.
And she airbrushed me. Actually, you know what? Come to think of it, she did airbrush down a little into my cleavage. I don't think she knew how far the dress was going to go down, but she did do a little bit of definition around around my cleavage area. Yeah. So yes, it was the first time I had airbrush foundation. She asked me if I wanted it and I thought I would try it. And like you, I always feel like they choose a foundation shade just too light for me.
Yep.
But it looked fine. It worked with the whole vibe. I felt like Elsa's mom, basically.
Well, that's okay. So that's the thing. You were cracking me up. You were like, I look like Elsa's haggard stepmom. I'm like, no, you don't. I'm like, where are you getting this from? Like, oh my God, you're crazy.
It was middle-aged Elsa, I think, or something ridiculous. I don't know.
All right, guys, so that does it for part 1 of our Red Carpet Ready episode. Check out part 2 for more details of the products we used, what we loved, what we didn't like. Plus, we've got some pop culture news that you won't want to miss. Follow us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your favorite podcasts, and check out all the products we review on our Instagram page on @BeautyPopPod. Talk to you soon.